everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be painting on ornaments! Yay! Okay, so yeah, for Christmas. So to get started, I am going to go pull out my paintbrush and my big jug of white paint and I am just going to start painting a base coat to make sure all the paint sticks to the ornament. Yeah, so I'm just gonna start opening my white container. Also, don't mind, it's very crusty. Very crusty, but it's fine. Yeah, so I'm just mixing up my white paint and just getting all the paint on my brush, and then I'm just gonna paint a nice thin layer of white. My paintbrush is very hard in this video, so I changed it later on, but right now it's just like not spreading. It's just because of my paintbrush. It's not because of the paint or the ornament. It's just because of the paintbrush. Okay. So yeah, so now I am just gonna finish the ornament in 3, 2, 1, bam, done. So now I'm gonna start mixing up the color. So I am mixing up a bluish color, a light blue color. I'm just mixing some teal and some light blue together to create like a nice light blue color. So I feel like light blue represents like winter, just like a winterish color, I feel like. I don't know. And like summer is a yellow, and spring is a green, and fall is an orange. I don't know. That's what I think of. So yeah, I'm just mixing up some white too to make it a little lighter. And yeah, so now that that blue is all mixed up, I am going to go start painting my ornament. A nice thin layer, because you can always add more paint, but you can't take off the bumps of the old paint. So yeah, so I'm just painting a layer of paint, a nice thin layer, and also don't mind that I didn't paint the bottom of the ornament. It is just, it's really hard to let an ornament dry when the whole thing is painted. I learned that the hard way. So either way, and now I'm doing like the pencil lines of my design on my ornament. If I come back in frame, you will be able to see what I was trying to draw. Please come back soon. Thank you. So I am creating a light design for the ornaments. I am creating a light design because I feel like you can use a light design for like any holiday, you know? Like I feel like Diwali, people put up lights. For Christmas, people put up lights. For Hanukkah, people put up lights. For Kwanzaa, people could put up lights. Like I feel like a lot of holidays can celebrate with lights, so I decided to do lights. So yeah, so now this is the outline all finished, and now I'm starting to mix up the colors for the lights. I'm just doing red and green because those are regular Christmas colors. I thought they would be simple enough. And yeah, so I'm painting all the little lights. You can't see because I'm not in frame again. It's fine. Yeah. So I'm just painting every other red, green, yeah. So now that the red lights are done, I'm going to start with the green lights again. I don't know what else to say about the lights. I'm just painting them red and green. But yeah, so I am just painting them all nice and neat, red and green. Yeah, now that that is done, at least I think it's done. Yes, it's done. So now I'm doing like the shadow of the lights. You know, like when you like see a light and you put like it against something, especially a colored light, and you can see the shadow of the color. That's what I was trying to achieve by painting like a surrounding diluted version of it. I don't know if it turned out like that, but I tried my best. So either way, it looks interesting enough. So yeah, so I just painted like a diluted version. So I just like put a little bit of the paint in water, and then I just like mixed it together and made a diluted version of it to make it look like the shadow. And yeah, so and now time for the green. Oh, that was a lot of green. Probably should, okay, I'm just gonna wipe that off really quickly. Yeah, yeah, that's way better. So yeah, so I'm just doing the same thing with the green, just getting some water, diluting the green, and just painting the surrounding of it. So yeah, okay, so now that ornament is technically done. So I am just gonna pop the top back on, pop the top back on, and I am just getting out some Mod Podge to make sure everything is sealed, and we're adding a special element, which is glitter. Yeah, because I thought the ornament was pretty plain once I was looking at it, so I decided I would add some glitter to my Mod Podge to make it a little more fun and fancy. I chose the light pink and the red because I thought the light pink was not as noticeable that it was pink, and I chose red because obviously Christmas, holidays, red. Yeah, so I just mixed it all together while spilling half of it on me, which is okay. It's just a clumsy person. And I just painted the whole thing with a nice layer of Mod Podge, and this is what it looks like all done. Yeah, so that's my first ornament. So now on to my second ornament. Yeah, so I'm starting doing the same thing that I did before, just getting up my white paint and just opening the very crusty cap and everything, and just doing the same thing, mixing it all together, and just taking off the cap, which I forgot to show last time. But yeah, and now trying to just like make it not roll away. So yeah, and then I just painted it, the whole thing, and with a nice thin layer of white. Also, I didn't paint the bottom again, if you know why now. Yeah, so now that that's all done, I am start painting another part for the ornament, which is a jar, which you'll understand why later. So right now I'm starting to mix up the color for the ornament. Yeah, so I'm creating like a minty color, so I'm mixing up some green, a little bit of teal, and just a bunch of white. And yeah, so just mixing it all together, and this is one of my favorite colors. I love this color. So it's such a pretty color. So it was really fun to mix up and create. So yeah, I'm just moving my palette aside and then moving it back to the other side because I realized that's not where it's supposed to go. And then getting out my ornament and painting a nice thin layer of that minty color on the ornament. And yeah, nice thin layer to make sure you can always add more, but make sure it's not too bumpy. And there's what it looks like. And yeah, so now I am mixing up the color for the jar. So I am mixing up some brown and some orange to create like a tannish color, I'm guessing. So yeah, so I'm creating tannish color. And then I realized that was way too dark, so I added a bunch of white to make sure it became a lighter color. And then I realized it was still like I felt like it was a little off still. So I went and grabbed some of my yellow and added like the tiniest drop of yellow. But apparently to me it made a huge difference. So I don't know, but something happened at the point that made me think that was perfect color. So it is now. So yeah. So I'm just moving my palette away and then getting my jar out, and then I started painting it with that color. It took so long to paint that color because of how clear it was, and like how many it took forever because it needed to be opaque and it was so hard. But I was so relieved when it was over. And now I am gluing the ornament to the base, the jar, to create the ice cream. So what I was trying to create was I created the ornament was an ice cream while the jar was a cone. So yeah, so also right now in the video what I'm doing is I am trying to glue using the hot glue to create drips, but you can't see it because I filmed it wrong and I filmed it from the top instead of the side, which was really stupid, but it's fine. People make mistakes. But yeah, so I was trying to make hot glue drips to make them look like the ice cream was melting onto the cone. And I think I achieved that. I think it looked like it, but you won't be able to see it. Now I am starting to paint the top of the ice cream red to make it look like a cherry, because I thought it would just be weird if I kept it green. It would just be something sticking out of the top of the ice cream. So I decided to paint it like a cherry. And yeah, so I did that for the metal part too, because I was like, that's gonna be up there too, I can't like not leave it there. So I decided to paint that red too, and so it made it really look like a cherry, and I was like super proud of myself for thinking of that. But yeah, so it doesn't look pink. It looks pink in the camera, but it was like super red, I swear, when I was painting it. So I don't know what the camera's doing to this red, but yeah. So that's what it looks like all done, and now I am painting the nice strips. Now you can see them and see how interesting they look. But yeah, I'm just painting them the same mint green that I did for the actual ice cream part, and it looks way more cohesive now that it's all painted. And now for the last step, I am going to actually wait. This is what it looks like when it's all done. Now for the last step, I am going to paint with Mod Podge to make sure the ice cream doesn't fall off the cone, because that would be horrible. It's happened to me before. Very sad day. But anyway, so I am just gonna get out my Mod Podge and paint it with a nice thick layer of Mod Podge. But the only thing is, I'm not gonna put glitter on this one because I thought it looked good the way it was. All I want is it to make sure it's all stuck together and nice and glossy. So yes, I am just painting a nice layer of Mod Podge on all over this cone, making sure every crease and crevice has a bit of Mod Podge in it, make sure nothing falls apart. And this is what it looks like when it's all done. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have an amazing holiday and have an amazing day. Bye!